If you're looking to start or grow on YouTube, I'm going to show you everything I wish I knew leading up to gaining 1,000 organic subscribers by catering to the YouTube algorithm. But first, thank you to everyone who's subscribed. Past, present, that means you, and future. I appreciate it. It took me exactly 16 months from the time I published my very first video to get to 1,000 subscribers. You may have watched some other videos about how I got 1,000 subs in 30 days. Either that means they did sub for sub, which is not a good idea, or they were lucky and they had one really good viral video that got maybe 100K views and they got the subscribers that way. We're not going to cover that. This is talking about how to strategically publish and the process you'll go through to build sustained and organic growth, because it's repeatable. I'm not relying on luck or manually subscribing to other people here. I'm relying on the value of my content and improving my content over time. This main graph here shows the number of views I had on a daily basis. So when I started, I didn't get too many views the first couple of weeks. I mainly embedded my early videos on my own website and the views were coming in that way. I tried running some ads. This is what this spike is here for. Ads are not a good idea for organic growth. If you want to do ads, build a separate channel and use that channel for ads. Don't do it on your main channel. So I learned that lesson early on. So I made about 20 videos during this early time period. I took down 18 of them for a couple of reasons. I'm not going to get into that, but the two I left up, you can watch them to see what I did in the beginning. So I didn't make any more videos after this initial batch of 20. I wanted to see which ones would perform well, which ones didn't perform well, and how my audience reacted, what comments I would get, what kind of negativity I would get. I expected to fail and see what I did wrong so I could improve later on. So I just let them sit, and you'll see I gained some organic traction. YouTube saw people watching the videos, and they started showing up in YouTube search, etc. So you'll see by not doing anything, I just kept getting more views. These are new people coming in watching my videos. You can see the watch time here also started to pick up, but then like I said, it started leveling off around here. So I would get maybe, let's say, between 5 to 6 hours of watch time per day, which is not a lot, but for me it was a lot more than I expected, and by not doing anything, by just letting the videos sit, this was kind of cool. This shows the number of new subscribers gained per day. So you'll see when I was just starting out, I had maybe 1 or 2 subscribers, and then after letting the videos sit for maybe a month and YouTube started promoting them on YouTube search, and also Google search started showing them. If you search for my keywords in Google, you would see the YouTube links embedded. I started getting some more subscribers here, and then randomly I didn't get any for like a month. And then YouTube started showing the videos more. So here you'll see I maybe got 1 or 2 subscribers every other day or so, not a lot of growth. And I believe I hit 100 subscribers around this point. This is kind of when things started changing. So before I get into what changed right around here and led to this massive growth, I want to go over where the traffic came from for these initial 20 videos, just so you can see some things that I wish I knew about how YouTube would promote my videos and how I would gain traction by literally not doing anything and just letting the videos sit. This is a time range of when I finished making my first 20 videos and I just let them sit for like 6 months or however long it was. And again, I wanted to see what would happen if I just left them alone. How would YouTube organically start promoting them? So here are the 20 videos, and this is a breakdown showing the top 5 videos that performed well. So you can see out of 20 videos, one of them naturally started rising to the top. YouTube kept promoting it more and more and more. Lo and behold, it was the one about Instagram. Some other ones performed well too, Netflix, Airbnb, and I made a couple more about Instagram, and then these other ones, they just flopped. Some of them only got maybe like 50 views or so. So what I learned was that even though these videos were not very good, I wanted to experiment to see which topics I should cover in the future. Where should I focus my energy? And this overwhelmingly told me to focus on Instagram. And here we can look at the traffic source and see where all this traffic came from the YouTube algorithm. So like I mentioned, the big driver of growth from these initial 20 videos was through YouTube search. People would go on YouTube, it's the #2 search engine in the world behind Google, and they would just search for Instagram related stuff and YouTube would start serving up content. And you can see for the Instagram keywords, the blue one is Instagram API, it took a while, maybe about a month before it started picking up. And then these other Instagram related keywords, YouTube kept showing it. But you can see it started leveling off, then it started dying down a little bit because other people make Instagram videos, etc. So by just leaving the content up there, you can see it got some steady growth on the YouTube search engine organically. The second driver of views was from external sources, which is actually mostly coming from Google organic search. It took a lot longer to gain some traction. Google search maybe took about 2 to 3 months before I started picking up. But this is when I literally go to Google and type in Instagram API, and then your results will show up. So this here is the one infamous video I'm talking about. And what I want to point out here are the like ratios. Only 68% of people liked it. I got a lot of negativity, which is one of the reasons I took it down. But you can also see a lot of these other early videos I made where I had no idea what I was doing got a lot of dislikes. This one got 33% like ratio, and I'm pretty sure this one like was for me. No one liked it. Same here, this one got 50%. A lot of these were pretty bad. But that's okay. When you're starting out, one of the biggest hurdles to get over is the fear of other people watching your work and critiquing it. I purposely wanted to fail so I could, one, learn from the data, see what would stick and what wouldn't stick, but more importantly, to get over that fear. If I could get over my worst fear of just putting my face out there and just trying something and getting a lot of hate from anonymous people, then it would pave the way for me to keep creating in the future. So that was phase one. That got me to 100 subscribers over the course of about 8 months. And you can see it kind of leveled off. And at that point, I decided to make most of the videos private. I left a few for reference and rethink everything. So I knew from phase one that Instagram was the one topic I should talk about more. It got me the most views overwhelmingly, and the way to build more momentum was to take that one topic that performed well and break it down into smaller subsets of parts of Instagram to talk about, like followers, there's email scraping, there's hashtags, there's locations. There's a lot of different segments within Instagram I could create more videos for. So I got back behind the camera and started again on phase two. So when I take a long break from filming like I did here, I like to start with a warm-up video. So here I did one on how I got to 100 subscribers. I talked about those initial 20 videos. And then the first thing I wanted to do was redo that original Instagram video, but with better production values, because I bought a new camera, I got another stage behind me, and I redid the Airbnb one. That also did well. And then you can see I started making specific videos on Instagram. So I covered emails, I did a couple fun ones here and there just to experiment. When you don't have a lot of subscribers, it's easy to experiment. It becomes more difficult when you have more of an audience. And then I started niching down and building more specific videos on actual Instagram scraping. Again, because I knew it would generate traction and I wanted to see which one would hit big. And you can see I kept going with my Instagram videos. I made one every day, so I really didn't have much of a feedback loop because not a lot of people were watching them. And then I frankly just kind of ran out of material to cover and wanted to sit and wait and see how those videos would perform again. So now I've zoomed into when I started that second batch up until the current date. So you can see I stopped making them and views started going up. I built up a small subscribership. 100 is not a lot. I think every time I put out a new video, I would maybe get like 1 or 2 views from current subscribers, not a whole lot of traction compared to now. But what I was relying on to get me views was the YouTube search, because I knew from before if I just put out my content out there and if I named these videos appropriately, like what I try to do is stuff my keywords in the beginning, like I knew people would be searching for Twitter API, so I made that the first thing, or Instagram. I always kind of cut to the chase in my titles. And then I also, put some keywords in the thumbnails. That's just my strategy. And I try to brand them a little bit so you can see I have a consistent way of making my thumbnails, where I just use big typeface and I try to have some data graphics and such. So that's kind of my initial way of building my brand. So when people see one of my videos, because like I said, I made a bunch on Instagram, another part of the strategy was to cut up Instagram into smaller parts. So when someone watches one video, they'll watch another one, hopefully through the form of suggested videos. And that way you kind of build a little interconnected web of suggested videos. So once someone finds you on one Instagram video, they'll watch another one. Another thing to mention is average view duration. This matters a lot because YouTube wants to keep people on the platform. So you can see these aren't really super good. 22% is not great. I would be happy with anything over 50%. 40% is pretty good for me. A couple of these I'm surprised watching the footage back now. Like, I'm surprised this one got up to 35. So try to cut to the chase, keep people watching your video. You want to get a higher watch percentage so YouTube will promote your video more. But this evidence right here works contrary to that. 22% is a really low duration, but YouTube continued to promote this video. So again, similar to how in my first batch, Instagram won me the overwhelming majority of my views, in the second batch, these 3 videos were what carried me. 2 of them were about Instagram when I cut into specific details of Instagram, and then that taught me that people were interested in getting follower information from Instagram, and they also wanted to scrape emails that are made available on Instagram. What really shocked me though was this Twitter video. I made this for fun, literally. I did not expect this to do well at all, the Twitter one, because there were so many other videos out about Twitter scraping and how to use Twitter. I didn't think it would do well because of the competition. But little did I know, this one now has almost 10K views. This was a real big shocker. So it shows me that it pays off to do some experimentation if you're smart about it and you stay on brand. You don't give your audience something they didn't subscribe to. Same with this video here about embedding Instagram into websites. I think someone left me a comment on this video and I read the comment. I was like, oh, that would make a good video. And I just made this not expecting anything for fun. It was kind of off of what I usually cover, but it ended up performing really well relative to my expectations. So the lesson here is just don't be afraid to try new things and also listen to your comments. When I read my comments, I always think, can this make a new video? And I've done that a few times and it usually pays off. If one person asks you to make a video about something, there are usually at least 10 other people who are thinking that but don't actually write the comment. So back to this graph of views, you can see I made my initial batch and then I let it set and then the views kept leveling off, but this was still consistent watch time. Now, instead of getting 5 to 6 hours a day, I was getting maybe 7 to 8 hours a day or so. It would dip a little bit in the new year. And then I really didn't do too much. I made a few other videos here. I bought a new camera that you're seeing me now through. I just wanted to pick up again. I just got busy, didn't get around to it, but I still was able to keep riding the YouTube algorithm up until now, where I'm on my 3rd batch of videos, because YouTube would keep promoting these original videos. And same here for subscriber growth. So you can see the initial batch, then things started picking up. I also think that getting more subscribers, now you'll see I was getting maybe 3 to 5 every day instead of 1 to 2 every other day or so. So now I'm seeing steady subscriber growth. I want to say that this was probably the best signal that led the YouTube algorithm to promoting my content more. And again, I think that what fueled subscriber growth was actually paying attention to what people wanted to learn more about. Was making more of those Instagram related videos so people would see them and subscribe to them. This is that same views chart but broken down by video. So you can see the blue line is my top performing video, the Instagram followers scraping one, and you can see of the top 5 videos of this second round, 4 of them are about Instagram. So 1, 2, 3, 4 all performed very well. And now when I look at the traffic source of my second round of videos, I can see that suggested video is number 3, driving a substantial number of views. When I look specifically at the suggested videos that the views are coming from, I can see they're coming from my own videos. A lot of them are coming from the Instagram videos I made. So by taking that one main topic of Instagram and building like 10 sub videos of it, they all kind of started linking to each other, building a suggested video web. So I can see that someone watched one video, then they watched another Instagram one, and then another one. And if we look at this timeline here, this happened around late October and started picking up more in December. That corresponds exactly to when I began seeing that large spike in views, which was, I want to say right here, is kind of when this stopped flatlining and started taking a more linear progression. I can line that up with the suggested video source takes off around here. So that sort of makes sense because by definition, having those suggested videos gets me 2 or 3x the views than if someone just saw one video, because now they see one smaller video and then watch a few other and hop around. What I think the biggest driver of this was increasing the subscribership. Because I want to say that, this online interaction we're having is a little bit like dating, where you want to see someone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times before you get really comfortable with them, and then you want to subscribe to them. So here I think it's similar, where if you see a couple suggested videos, you're more likely to subscribe. And then that subscribe action is a signal to YouTube that says, okay, now that someone subscribed, I'm going to promote them even more in organic search or suggested videos from external content. So here's the result of using that smaller video approach all on Instagram, where I can see multiple exposures to me seem to have had a good effect on number of subscribers gained each day. I can see them starting picking up over here after that first batch. Then maybe I got to, let's say, 200 subscribers by, I don't know, let's say late January or so. Now we can take a look at impressions to see exactly how the YouTube algorithm is promoting my content once it starts seeing a higher subscribing action based on people watching my content. So here's when the first batch went out. YouTube wants to let them sit for about a month or so. And then this is when I started seeing that approach working of having multiple smaller videos generated more subscribers because people felt more comfortable looking at me. And I think those more subscribers signal to YouTube that, okay, this guy's content is pretty good, so we'll start promoting it more. And I can see the impressions on search started picking up around this time, where it would show me more and more in search appearances, gaining me even more momentum, having the flywheel keep rotating. More people view my content, they see multiple videos based on suggested videos of my own other videos, they subscribe, another signal to YouTube, and this starts building momentum. I can also see the momentum in suggested videos. Again, part of it is because I'm showing up to new users using that little micro web approach. But if we drill down further into suggested videos, we can actually prove that YouTube is exposing me to external videos. So see these videos, the ones with an emoji next to them? These are my videos. So here I would expect to see consistent suggestion here in November, December, when I'm still testing out the second batch of videos. This is an external video. I don't know who this person is. And now it sees, a little bit exposure. This is when someone watches this other person's video and then YouTube recommends my video right after. It starts skyrocketing end of January once YouTube starts seeing that subscribership signal. So I want to say that right at the end of January is when it started exploding, because I can look at this one. Here's another external video. End of January, YouTube starts promoting it more. Another one, how to data science, right around end of January. So this evidence tells me that the best way to have the YouTube algorithm promote you to more people externally on its own, whether through YouTube search or suggested videos or browsing on the homepage, is to have people subscribe to your content as a result of viewing it. And maybe that takes them watching you multiple times, because like I said, videos are a little bit like dating. I don't really want to subscribe to someone until I see them a few times over and over. So the best way to do that is to make smaller bits of content once you know what works. Also, I suggest changing your shirt for each video, sort of like dating. So every time someone sees you, you're wearing a different outfit. It's like a new context to them. Just my little advice. And the third piece of momentum you build is once you have a larger subscribership now, like I'm at 1,000, people are more likely to subscribe to your content because they see the little badge on the watch page, like, oh, this person already has 1,000 subscribers, I should probably subscribe. So that's how you build momentum. So what does this mean for you? If you haven't yet published a video, just publish a bunch of really bad ones, but cover a lot of different topics like I did. I had no idea 16 months ago Instagram was going to take off. I had no clue. I just tried something, sort of like experimentation mindset, to see what would work. And again, I got over my fear of publishing bad content. The worst that happens is a bunch of anonymous people you'll never see will click the thumbs down button. Then out of those 20 or 30 videos that you make, I guarantee you one of them will perform a lot better than the other ones. It's the basic Pareto principle and power laws at play. Take that one video and then think about how can you segment this content up to serve multiple people, and also make the content in a way that once someone watches one video, they'll naturally want to watch a few more to make them more likely to subscribe to you. Keep doing that until you start seeing momentum. And like you saw from my graphs, momentum can take months to build when you're below the 1,000 subscriber mark. I worked in batches. My first batch, I remember producing 3 videos a day because they were so bad. I just wanted to see what would work. Then I took like 7-8 months off to watch the data. Then I tried again. I worked for like 3 weeks consistently, made a video every weekday, watched the data, and now I'm back at it again. So that's just how I work. I know I've seen a lot of other videos talk about consistency is key on YouTube. I haven't found that yet. However, I think that's more relevant when you get to like the 10K or 100K subscriber mark, where you have an audience wanting to see content from you, and if you don't put that content out there, it will hurt you. I don't know what that world is like yet. If you want to help me find out, please subscribe to this video and leave your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. If you want to ask me questions about your specific channel, maybe I'll take a look and I can leave some feedback if I have time. I'd like to help more people who were in my same boat and are looking to grow on YouTube. It takes time and it takes listening to your audience in the forms of data and metrics. So please subscribe here for more content along those lines. And again, everyone who has subscribed to me, thank you so much. I remember the day when I had 10 subscribers. That was a big deal to me, getting 10 subscribers. Now I get that every day. I remember the day when 100 subscribers was a big deal to me. And now I'm at 1,000. I never even thought I would see this day. So thank you everyone again, and stay data driven.